What's up, YouTube? Today we'll take a look at the Pwcc weekly auction that is ending tomorrow, and I will also share my thoughts about Top Scrum 2017. A lot of threads end up appearing in the market, so a lot of stuff to talk about. But before I go into that, look, if you can leave a like, thank you so much for that. It's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, also, once again, thank you so much. I also leave a link for my Discord server and for my Patreon community. If you want to support this channel, Patreon will be the best way to do it. Now, let's go into the video, and I hope you find some value. Hey guys, today I'll talk about the state of the market for Top Scrum 2017. This will be a quick video, but I may do a longer one later on the week. And I will also take a look at some auctions ending tomorrow at Pwcc. I think there is a couple of great cards that are appearing on the market, and I want to share my thoughts on them. Let me say another thing. If you want to support the channel, you are seeing the QR code on the screen, scan it and you go to Pwcc. I'm affiliated with them. If you buy something, I may get a commission. If not, all good also. Now, let's start talking about Top Scrum 2017. So, this was the talk that I saw in my Discord being more prevalent. Everyone talking about what's going on with Top Scrum. There is a lot of threads appearing in the market, and that's true. Seems like a big collector and they're putting a lot of them for sale. I personally do not know the reasons, but well, I actually thought the market was quite strong for them. Let's talk about the big ones, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. You can see Cristiano Ronaldo, the normal red PSA 9 sold for almost 16k. This is actually a decent sale. I know if you go back in time, there was a PSA 9 that went, I believe, for 32k, but recently a PSA 8 went for 9k. So for the market we have right now, I think this being stronger than the PSA 8 is actually something that if you believe in the Top Scrum set, you should be happy about. Is this the strongest sale ever? Of course not, but I think is a nice one. The Lionel Messi one I also thought was quite nice. Is in line with other recent sales, quite far from the peak to be honest. But again, you always have to put things in perspective. For the market we have right now, 33k for this card seems a really nice price. Now, moving on, we can see that there is a couple of other cards, but let's talk about the relevant ones. Verratti not super relevant, Trippier also not super relevant, Suarez, a different story of course, PSA 10, almost 3k. This was an impressive sale. I know there was a lot of people talking about Shill bid, and I will share my thoughts on that in a second. Actually, let's talk about that now. So, do I believe there was some Shill bid going around? Potentially. Again, I cannot say for sure, but a couple of bids end up being quite weird, not gonna lie, and even some jumps in prices at the end of the auction, I also thought they are a bit weird. Actually, looking at Terapeak, a lot of sales are appearing there, so actually real sales, if Terapeak is correct, which who knows at this point, but I believe if appears in Terapeak means that was paid, and I have an example for you guys. But even if those are real sales, I also think there is a high possibility that a lot of the real buyers end up getting shilled, and that's a bit problematic. I think one of the best examples, and we'll take a look at that in a second, is actually this Modric. 10k. This is an insane sale. Actually, Modric going for 10k makes a lot of players here quite cheap. I think Muller being 1.2k seems a really nice deal if you got the Muller, assuming that you agree with the Modric, and I know that's a very controversial topic. Pwcc actually seems a bit higher comparing with Muller, but even comparing with Modric, you may say maybe there is still some value on Pwcc. Same logic goes for James Rodriguez. Well, again, a lot of those sales do not make a lot of sense. Others, they may seem a deal. Others, again, is all over the place, to be honest. One thing that I said on my UTAP community is that I actually like this deal for Cristiano Ronaldo quite a lot. Again, assuming, I'm saying again too much to be honest, assuming that you believe 10k for Modric was fair, this PSA 9, again, think about this, there is only 10 copies for those reds, and just 6k more than the Modric one, I take that all day, because Cristiano Ronaldo for me is much higher in terms of greatness than Modric. You can say at the end of the day, every price is fair, is what people thought made sense. And going back to the Shill bid situation, well, I actually end up sharing this on my Discord. You can see that in Terapeak, at least Modric, the other ones, I believe there is one or two that also appear, but at least Modric is appearing there. 10k, yeah, this is a lot of money for a Modric, not gonna lie. Seems almost contraproducent in a market that we have right now, but sometimes things can go a bit crazy, and I think this Modric was a good example of that. Maybe some Shill bidding going around, probably, but I hope the buyer is happy with the card. It's a great card, and at the end of the day, for me, that's the best I can say. Now, moving on, and by the way, link for my Discord on my description and also YouTube comments. I also have a Patreon community where I put content every week, so take a look at that. Now, to finalize, let's take a look at some cards that are ending tomorrow that I thought was interesting to share some thoughts. This is a big card, Pwcc 6 Maradona Crack Campeonato Mundial. At the peak of the market, this card was crazy expensive. There is a lot of condition rarity on those if you are not aware. This also have oh, this is not, it's not the eye appealing, it's actually it's the eye appealing and NBA gold. So in a different market, this will be probably in the premier auction. Right now is on the weekly auction. I will talk about this next week, but there is a Cristiano Ronaldo rookie Pwcc 10 in Pwcc right now in a weekly auction. Kind of crazy to see that. Mbappe Blue Tops Chrome, Pwcc 10, beautiful card. I actually think blue is one of the colors that looks the best on Mbappe. I also like the purple, but blue goes very well. 3.3k, let's see. I think the Mbappe market is a bit weak right now. This will be a good test. Actually, going back to Maradona, I forgot to say one thing. Again, another big test for the vintage market. I'm curious to see how well this will perform. I may actually do a video also about past results if you guys want. Now, this one you can see I'm outbid on this and I'm putting 2.2k. Is already at 3k. I don't think I'm gonna bid anymore, to be honest. That's why I feel comfortable talking about it. This is one of the best on-card autos for Messi in my perspective. I really like the Noir set. This card in particular I like quite a lot. I prefer cards with Barcelona than Argentina. Some people may disagree on this one, just my personal preference. Related with memories that I have watching Lionel Messi. Amazing card, difficult to find. Again, out of 60 you may say not crazy rare, but those cards, they don't appear that much, and it would be a nice one to have in my collection. Do I think this can go 4k, 5k? Maybe, but something to pay attention is this card is getting relisted, so there was still bidding in the past. That's why I thought 2k, 3k probably will be fair for me. More than that, I'm out, and I don't engage on those shield bidding battles, to be open with you guys. Now, Pwcc 4 Aquarela Pelé, amazing card, again, one of the most beautiful Pelés. I believe, this is talking from the top of my head, if I'm wrong I'm already apologizing, but I believe SCC 4 sold for 3k, 3.5, something like that. This is at 2.4. Maybe we'll go for similar amounts of money. I actually like this card on the SCC slab a bit more. I don't think the condition rarity is that different in terms of grading. They grade similar is what I'm trying to say, but this is an amazing card. At one point was super hot in the market. Right now you can afford this quite cheaper, and yes, the market is down. It is what it is. One of my favorite rookies for Lionel Messi, BGS 9.5. There is a 9 on the surface, which is a shame, but other than that, quite nice. A lot of 9.5s. Centering tends to be the biggest problem for this card. If you are one of the crazy guys that like to gamble on 9.5s and send to Pwcc, maybe this could be an interesting one. No financial advice, of course, but beautiful card overall. For me, one of the best Messi rookies because it's unique, and I really like it. Talking about another beautiful Messi rookie is the 89. This one, there is a problem. They end up putting Campeón, but this is actually Campione, the Spanish version, so pay attention to that if you are thinking about bidding. Pwcc 10 is probably I believe is 100% the most common Pwcc 10 that there is for Messi rookies, so have that in consideration, even though there is always a premium for PSA 10s. Not a card that I'm trying to target, but it's a card that I like it. I know people, it's too common, but in PSA 10s, BGS 95s, it's still a card that I believe can perform quite well long run, or even lower grades, because sometimes lower grades, they crash quite a lot and you may find opportunity there. Cristiano Ronaldo, Flawless, another beautiful card, another card that is getting relisted, so pay attention to that. I don't think I'm going to bid on this one. Cristiano Ronaldo market is something that I'm trying to avoid, apart from one or two cards that I'm actually trying to negotiate right now, to be open with you guys, but this is not a card that is in my radar. For Messi it would be a bit different, for Ronaldo I'm passing this one. PSA 4 Mega Cracks, the main rookie for Lionel Messi. Surprises me how well lower grades / mid grades are still doing for Mega Cracks, but makes sense. I mean, it's probably the most important card we have in our market. Some people who debate that with Pelé, etc. At least for the pre-modern market, is the most important card, and yeah, is a must-have in your collection. If you collect soccer, you have to have one of those. It is what it is. I'm joking, of course. You don't have to have one of those, but it's an amazing card to have in your collection. Another card that actually, well, I ended up putting a strong bid, but I'm already outbid, so I'm out. I'm going to be honest. Would I love to have this card? 100%. I love Lewandowski, I love the orange, and I love the set. So, and of course the grade is also quite impressive. But the market nowadays I think is a bit softer. So for me, in the past I might try to go for this. Right now I end up putting, which I thought was a fair offer. I'm outbidded. I'm out. And something that you guys can learn from me, if you want, of course, but in this type of auctions, look, have a price in mind. If people bid more than you, leave it. I mean, most of the time I don't win auctions. It is what it is. But when I win, I think I got at least a fair deal for that specific time. And I think this is a good strategy that a lot of people could learn. There is a lot of emotional buys, specific in a market that is not doing that well right now. That can be so dangerous. Be careful. PSA 9 Gold Prized Footballs Haaland rookie. One of my favorite rookies for Haaland. I'm a huge fan of Prized Footballs. The insert. This is actually first year. PSA 9, PSA 10s they do quite well. PSA 9s I think they do a bit worse. But overall a really good card. I don't care that much about the grade. This is a card that if Haaland becomes all-time great, I would love to have in my collection. We have now what? Oh, okay, this is another mistake, right? BGS 95, is this Campion or Campione? Let me see that. Is Spanish version, okay. Well, I got another mistake by Pwcc. I may actually email them. I have good contacts with Pwcc, and I will at least explain how can they tell the difference. Maybe they are not aware, but ignoring that for now, a great card. Again, if this was the Catalan version, would be a much better card, not gonna lie, at least for my standards, but still an amazing card, no doubt about that. Is actually one of my favorite rookies for Messi also. I love this image because it's unique, similar logic to the Mundi Chromo. I like the fact it is a unique image. No, this card was mine back in the day. I have a red, so I thought, you know what, I just keep the best version and I sell the orange, even though I think this is a tremendous card. So I think the paying attention is, actually I was the person grading even the card. They end up not grading the auto, they just end up grading the card as a 10. The auto most likely would be a 9, that's why they end up not putting the grade of the auto. At least that was my conclusion at the time. Do I think this is an amazing card? Yes. Do I think Iniesta is top 5 player in the set? I also think that's the case. So again, this is not mine at this point, but if you are trying to look for a nice Iniesta, this could be an interesting one. And I wonder why people are putting this card on the market again. I actually believe this is a great card to hold long run. The reason I end up selling to, and again I'm explaining that once again, but is because I have the red, so for me that was more than enough. Crack Figurita Sport, Yashin, one of the best goalkeepers ever, may some consider the best goalkeeper ever. This is not a rookie, but is a card that a lot of people like. PSA 3 is actually a decent grade, you can see, one of 2 6 graded higher, so there is strong condition rarity on those cards, and yeah, amazing card. I love the cartoon. the Black Spider, legendary player for sure. Cristiano Ronaldo 2006, first card with Portugal at World Cup level, at least the most famous card in 2006 for Cristiano Ronaldo for sure with Portugal. BGS 95 is an amazing grade. There is some condition rarity on those. They are down quite a lot. Maybe you find an interesting deal. Frank Lampard, one of my favorite midfielders ever. I'm more a Frank Lampard guy that I'm a Steven Gerrard. I shared this a couple of times already on my channel. What a player Frank Lampard was, and yeah, this is the true rookie for him. There is also a Panini rookie that is not licensed, if you guys are not aware. But yeah, lovely card. I really like this sticker. Talking about another Merlin sticker, we have David Beckham, PSA 9, solid grade again. Actually, this is doing better than this one. I mean, makes sense. I'm not sure about true rarity for them, but this one appears less than the David Beckham one. But both stickers are amazing, and two English legends. Panini Treble Marcelo. I mean, come on, look at how beautiful this card is. You guys know I like Panini Treble. Marcel, for me, an all-time great in his position. I think he's one of the best left backs ever. You can make an argument to be the best left back ever. Not my choice, to be open. I actually prefer Roberto Carlos. Some people may even put Maldini there. Or other players, but I think Marcelo is at least in the conversation. Even recently ended up winning Copa Libertadores with Fluminense, so this man is still doing amazing, and this is for me one of the best cards you can have for Marcelo. PSA 9 sticker for Lionel Messi World Cup. This is quite common, but my hot take, if I was buying this card, that's a big if, but if I was buying this card, I think buying PSA 8s or PSA 9s are probably the best grades. I don't think paying the 10 premium makes any sense at all for this sticker in particular. And I'm putting this Casemiro, amazing midfielder, and I know people love the 2017 Panini Select field levels. Beautiful card for him. Not a player that I collect, specific in this sense, I don't collect Casemiro, but a great card if you like Casemiro. Another great card, Stadium Club, first year, gold refractor for Lewandowski. This is him celebrating the Champions League, so if you like Lewandowski, this is a really, really interesting card. And to finish, we have two pre-modern cards, 2011 Panini Mega Cracks Lionel Messi. One of my favorite inserts. The grade could be a bit better, not gonna lie. I like those in 9s, SEC 9s or PSA 9s. In 10s, they are quite difficult, but if you can find them, even better. I like this one quite a lot because shows young Messi with, let's say, old Messi, and yeah, beautiful, beautiful card. If you have those cards in hand, you may get surprised how beautiful they actually are. And talking about beautiful cards, let's finish with this one. We have Ronaldinho, my favorite player, even though nowadays competes with Lionel Messi. I also love Messi quite a lot, but growing up, this was my favorite player, and what a player Ronaldinho was. This is actually first year at Barcelona, first season, 2003-2004. It's a card that, again, have some condition rarity, but I think is applying the same logic, almost a must-have if you like Ronaldinho. It's such a beautiful card. There is also other players like Zidane in this insert, also another beautiful card. The name of the insert is Crack. Basically, Crack means the best player, the star of the team. So yeah, amazing card. And that's it for today, my friends. Hope you end up enjoying this quick video, even though it's almost 20 minutes, I would assume, yeah, more or less 20 minutes. Do not forget to leave a like. See you guys next time. Bye. And scan the code if you want to support the channel.